If you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Okay, guys, it is Wednesday, March 6th, and it is 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time. I didn't post yesterday. Actually, when I was getting ready to post yesterday, I had a friend call me, and sometimes, things take precedence, and I needed to talk to this friend. It was long distance call, and so that's why I ended up not posting last night, because by the time I had finished the conversation, it was way too late to post. But a lot's happened today, and a lot's happened with my channel today. Now, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Twitter, you may have already heard, but let me get off this screen here because it drives people crazy when they're looking at this infinity screen. So let me get off on something else and then I'll talk to you. And if you're just interested in Q, if you're not a regular listener, just skip forward a few minutes and you'll miss all this. But this is directly to my regular listeners, and a lot of you have been with me since I started what is it, a year and a half ago, and have been really regular viewers, have left wonderful comments, and I'm not going to stop posting. But this morning when I got up, actually it was probably afternoon before I checked my my channel, and it has all been demonetized, all of it, which means that it's not just one or two videos, it's everything, which takes away my ability to live stream. And it also entitles YouTube to keep my money that I earned from last month and any that I've learned from this month. They just keep that. And now, monetizing videos doesn't get you a lot of money in the first place, but it does get you some. And the whole idea behind it is, you're putting this work in it, you're putting this research in it, you're doing all this, you're putting it on there, and you can monetize it, get a little bit of money from, it's about $2 for 1,000 views. So if you get 10,000 views, that's $20. That's not a lot of money for several hours work, but it's a way that, the way I look at it, it's a way that creators can get a little bit of something for their work, and also let other people that can't, afford to be supporting channels, they can view it for free. So it's a win-win for everybody. And yes, I absolutely appreciate anybody that's bought me coffee or joined Patreon. Yes, it helps so much. I'm not trying to get rich at all. In fact, that is not one of my goals in life. I've never been money motivated. But the thing that is that it does compensate some of my time so that I can spend time doing this instead of other, freelance art, whatever else I do. I'm writing, things like that. So it does help. And especially since I am here in Canada looking after my mom and so forth. So it is a big blow to me personally, and I know I'm not the only one. I've been spending the afternoon looking up all sorts of other people that have had this happen to them, and some of them, like for one example, the creator was doing his own animation, but they were saying that his idea was, or his material was duplicated. Well, how can it be duplicated if you're the one creating it? And that is generally the place that I fell in. They were saying, well, you can't have duplicated material or copyrighted material. Well, I don't, because all of my material is me. Basically just going through the posts and talking, and if I do play a little clip, I play only a tiny little clip of that so that, it falls under fair use. Now, having said that, people have taken my videos and uploaded them on their own channel and monetized them. I don't know if that comes into play or that affects me or not. I don't know. And the thing is, it's almost impossible to talk to somebody at YouTube. So I've been really, really discouraged today. Actually, it takes a lot to make me cry. And I've actually shed tears over this because it's like, my gosh, It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Not only do they shadow ban you, not only do they, knock off your subscribers and do all these little tricks, but then it's just, they cut your monetization. I guess the worst thing they could have done is just kicked me off of YouTube. They haven't done that yet. But they really haven't told me how I've transgressed their rules, and I really don't know how to fix it. They said, well, in 30 days, you can reapply to be monetized. But not knowing what I've done, how can I fix it? And from what I understand, most people that just reapply just get a pat response. No. So I don't know. I've tried to contact them. I did speak to somebody on chat through the chat program, but they were just standard YouTube answers that everybody gets regardless. It was pretty evident that the person wasn't interested in listening to me, wasn't listening to me, and really didn't care. So I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. I am going to keep doing videos. I have gotten very attached to many of you that leave me comments both here and on YouTube. And, I know you appreciate what I do. I hear that all the time. And that makes all the difference in the world, because if I didn't have that, honestly, I would have just said, forget it. It's not worth my time and aggravation. It's not worth all the emails that you get from haters. It's just not worth it. But because of you guys, and because you have been so incredibly kind in your comments and everything else, I know that a lot of you look for these videos, so I'm not going to stop. And I'm not somebody that I'm not comfortable, begging for money or anything like that, so I'm not going to do that. If you're able and want to join Patreon or, buy me a coffee, that's fine. If you can't, I don't ever want anybody to feel guilty or think, oh, I should because I listened to her, but I really can't afford it. If you can't afford it, then I'm not talking to you at all. And I don't feel, look, we've all been there. We've all been financially strapped to the wall. So I would never, ever expect that from someone that's on a limited income or whatever. But, now and then if you can, buy me a coffee, it helps. It helps to compensate my time. And I know that you guys that listen to me regularly know that I do spend a lot of time on these videos. Now, maybe you can help me brainstorm. I guess I can do, I did a few t-shirts and designed them. Maybe I can do some more of that to help the channel, or maybe I could get a corporate sponsor, as some channels do have a corporate sponsor, and it's like a little tiny video, advertising in the video for things generally that you think those that are watching you might be interested in. Like a lot of patriots do, like survival stuff and all that. I don't know if I'm into that, but anyway, I don't know, but I am going to do the video tonight. I'm going to get us caught up to today. I may come back and do the rest because there's not a huge amount of posts from today, but I'm really discouraged today, and I was supposed to be fixing my mother's computer today, which I totally blew off because of all this, and so I feel guilty because it's my mother. She's elderly, and I feel like I need to spend some time tonight and get her computer so it's working for her again. But anyway, I know I'm talking your hind leg off. I feel like I'm talking to friends here, and I know I am. For the most part, I know I am. And I appreciate you guys more. Honestly, I went over to YouTube and I put a little thing on YouTube. See, I'm starting to cry now because I was really overwhelmed by the response that I got from people, and just so overwhelmingly supportive. And I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And people saying, you know what, you really brighten my day, or I look forward to you posting every day, or you've helped me to understand this whole Q phenomenon. Things like that make it all worthwhile to me. So I'm trying to tell myself, okay, it's all right. It's all right. Just trust God and go on. But it is discouraging, and it's discouraging when you're being censored for no reason. And it's not just me, it's happening to a whole lot of people. So don't just feel sorry for me. It's pretty much the whole conservative community is being censored in one way or another. So anyway, I wanted you guys to know what's going on. I want to be perfectly upfront and let you know. And I'm still planning on posting. However, it may get to the point where I have to spend a little bit less time posting and more time on some of my other creative endeavors, but I'm hoping that's not so. Now, after a month, I can reapply. I won't get now they this is the thing, they keep your money, they keep, like, it runs 1 month behind. So not only will they keep the money that I made last month, because you don't get paid for that until this month, but they will keep any little bit that I've made for these few days in March as well. They just keep that, I guess for their efforts. I don't know. But then I was saying, well, how is that legal? And they said, well, if we decide later on that your channel can be monetized again, which generally that doesn't happen, then we will, after 2 months, we might release it then. Well, that's no answer, because what about all the people that get demonetized? I guess they just lose all that money. And I had heard that, but I kept thinking, that can't be true. Surely that can't be true. I'd heard that from different people. They said, yeah, not only did they kick me off and take my channel down, but they took my money too. And I thought, no, they can't do that legally. Well, they are. That's what they do. So, yeah, anyway, there you go. That's what's happening. I don't know. It makes me wonder too if they're a little bit afraid of what is going to be coming out this month. I don't know how many other people are affected or what. It just seems odd, because I have not uploaded anybody else's material or copyrighted. I'm very, very careful to avoid that. So I don't know. But anyway, let me stop talking your hind leg off, because there's going to be a certain set of people that really don't care. They're here to hear about Q. And I get that. I totally get that. But there's another group of people that have been with me for a year and a half, and I feel that I do owe you guys an explanation and let you know what's going on. So I will keep you abreast of everything. I promise I will keep you informed. If I am always on, not always on, but I'm on Twitter, and I spend a lot of time there because I get a lot of information from Twitter. So you can find me there, Mishel, Misheld, Bytes, and it's also in the description box. You can find me there, and hopefully I'm going to have to look around too to see, just in case I get kicked off of YouTube altogether, I need to find another platform as well if I get kicked off of here. But of course, a lot of people are drawn to YouTube because so many people go there. That's the first place people go when you want to look up something or whatever. You go to YouTube. Everybody does. And so I feel like the whole name of the game is to get this information out to as many people as possible. So I feel if I go to Gab or some of these other platforms that I won't have, the audience, and there just won't be people that are interested. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But that's where we are. Now, please, if you guys can brainstorm or have any comments or anything, please put them below. I do read them. I do garner a great deal of encouragement from you guys. So please pray for the channel. Pray for me. Pray for others as well. Pray for the other people that are listening to this channel. If you're a believer, I like to pray for the people that listen to this channel, because I think that they're good people and they're seeking for the truth, like we all are. And hopefully I'm giving truth, but I make errors too, and we all need one another. We're all in this together. So anyway, let's start with the Q posts and get into March 5th. I'll go through that, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to come back and do today or if it will be tomorrow, but I will come back and do that regardless of what YouTube does, because number one, I feel that I owe it to you guys. That's the first thing. Number two, I don't want to just roll over and play dead, because I've never been that way, and I'm not about to start now. I'm getting older and more tired to be fighting these wars all the time, because this is not my first dog fight, but yeah. Anyway, I don't want to just play dead. So anyway, all right, let's get into this and get on with it. Okay. Now, here is the first Q post from March 5th, and it says, it's a link to a Twitter account, and I've clipped it out here to save a little bit of time. And it's Todd Penley. I've never heard of this person before, but Q has pointed them out and said, and this person has said, I'll take what is Q proof for 1,000, Alex. And it says, POTUS notes from March 2nd. What's missing? Dates. Now, remember when this was shown? It was, I don't know, number of months back, and it had a list on it. This is not the first time we've seen this picture, but what is missing on it is dates. Now, Q says sometimes reading between the lines provides ... meet IG, Inspector General. That would be Horowitz. So obviously, during one of these dates that's missing, that is when they're going to meet with the Inspector General. Now, what dates are missing? Well, this post gives us a little bit bigger picture here, and it's a little bit clearer here because it jumps from the 14th to the 20th. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 are missing. 5 days are missing in there, so we can assume, I would think, that they're going to be meeting with the Inspector General probably March 15th or 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, maybe all of those days. I don't know. But Q is saying what's missing, and he says read between the lines, meet with IG, Inspector General. So I think that is probably a pretty accurate, interpretation of this particular post. That's what I would think anyway. Sorry, my mind is a little bit elsewhere, and I've just been so angry today, and it's like I'm trying to be upbeat, but it's like, it's hard to do when you want to rip someone's head off, but I not really. I don't really want to rip anybody's head off. All right, let's go on. And here is the next one. Here it is, right here. And again, we've got another link to a Twitter account, Uncle Jimbo. Well, who knew? Let's go take a look at what Uncle Jimbo has to say. Jerry Nadler admits on CNN they have no proof of obstruction by real Donald Trump. It's just his personal opinion. Well, there's a big difference between someone's personal opinion and proof. So Jerry Nadler is saying here on CNN, we don't have proof. Oh, it's just my personal opinion. Well, we don't care about your personal opinion. You don't take your personal opinion into a court of law, do you? You don't say, well, it's my opinion that he ran into my car. Or they're going to say, well, what proof do you have? I don't have any proof, but that's my opinion. They're going to say, well, have a nice day. Bye-bye. And so this is ridiculous, but let's just listen to this. It's only 15 seconds long.
Okay, so now you're not sure he's obstructed justice?
Personally, I think he has, but we have to look and see. If we're going to do anything, you have to have proof. I think there's a lot.
This is about. You don't yet have proof.
That's part of what this is about.
Let me mention one other thing too. This just happened. I've noticed that on a lot of videos that are playing on conservative YouTube channels, they are being, they'll play for a second and then the sound just goes out. Now, I don't know, are you guys having this problem? Because I'm having this problem. I haven't been able to view almost any videos. Sorry, I was eating peanuts and I've got like a peanut, not a shell, the little paper thing that goes around the peanut. I don't know what that's called. Peanut skin. I've got a peanut skin in my throat. All right. So, yeah, I think that this is maybe across the board that there's a lot of censorship going on right now, because I've noticed on Twitter, and I also noticed a lot of people were shadow banned that weren't previously. And I noticed that a lot of videos just won't play. And also when I go to people on YouTube and click on their videos, they will play for a while and then they don't. And people have said that about mine as well. So it's evident that they are doing something. But anyway, let's go back, because we're not discussing that right now. We're discussing this. I know, my mind is still there, so. All right, let's go back to Q. So Q says, listen carefully regarding proof versus evidence. Democratic Party con. Define evidence. It's a noun. The available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. The study finds little, and this used in a sentence, the study finds little evidence of overt discrimination. Synonyms, proof, confirmation. A synonym is something that it's a word, but it means basically the same thing. That's what a synonym is. I know a lot of you have been out of school for a lot of years, so I'm just throwing that out there. Not assuming anybody's dumb or anything like that. It's just many of us have been out of school many years. So, synonym. The synonyms for evidence would be proof, confirmation, verification, substantiation, corroboration, affirmation, authentication, attestation, documentation. Define proof. It's a noun. Evidence or argument establishing or helping to establish a fact or the truth of a statement. Used in a sentence, you will be asked to give proof of your identity. Synonyms: evidence, verification, corroboration, authentication, confirmation, certification, validation, attestation, demonstration, substantiation, witness, testament. Proof equals evidence, right? Listen to the clip again regarding proof and evidence. Define brainwashing. The truth is right in front of you. Think for yourself. Q. Now, that's something else that I have noticed, is that there is a push right now to make it seem that opinion or conjecture is the same as proof. And I've noticed this. Like, for example, they are going after Trump and, not on the basis of, probable cause, but to find a crime. Well, you take just about anybody in America, in North America, in the world. If you go back through their life with a fine-tooth comb, you will find something. Always. There's something somewhere. Oh, 15 years ago, I told, I told a lie on my tax return, or I misquoted something, or whatever it is, no matter how small it is, you can find something on someone. And I was aware of this when I worked in corporate America, because what they do is, and I watched them do this to several people, and it kind of sent chills down my spine, because I thought, my gosh, if they turn on me, that's what they'll do to me. Because what they do is they'll think, we want to get rid of this person. Well, they haven't really done anything worthy of being fired, so let's go back through everything and find everything. And that's what they do. And it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. It really is, because that's what they do. And I've seen them do it to people that they want to get rid of. You can always, and then they start really, really looking at them. Everything they do, every phone call, every whatever. You can always find something. And that's exactly how they do it. And that's what they're doing with Trump. They don't have any evidence. They just don't like him. So it's like, you know what? We don't like him. Let's get rid of him. Well, we don't really have any reason to get rid of him. Well, let's find one. That's exactly what they're doing. So under here is something here that I clipped out. See, I'm sorry. I'm kind of discombobulated tonight. Forgive me. Die Oppressor Lieber from the website. Actually, no, I got this from his, I believe I got this from his Twitter account. Now, I didn't realize he was on Twitter, but he is Die Oppressor Lieber. So I have now followed him on Twitter because him or her, I don't know if it's a male or female, they talk like they're male, but that doesn't always mean anything. Okay. The cabal resorts to brainwashing to convince the public all they need is evidence of collusion instead of proof. Q explains how they are attempting to brainwash the public by interchanging the words evidence and proof and making it seem like they have evidence. But, of course, we know they don't have evidence because there isn't anything there. There was no collusion there on the part of Trump. We know that there was collusion, but just not on the part of Trump and not on the part of his campaign. It was all on the Democrat, Hillary. It went all the way up to Obama, of course. So there you go. That's what they're doing. It's I don't know about you, but it wears on me. Like looking at this and looking at all this stuff that they're doing, it wears on me. And then when it affects me personally, like what just happened, it's disconcerting and depressing, because you think, is this going to change? Is this, I mean, I don't know. I really hope and pray that Trump and his administration has a plan to address all this, because it's not just Twitter, it's not just Facebook, it's all across the line, and it's conservative voices or anybody that supports Trump. If you're conservative or you support Trump, won't go well for you. All right. Here we are. This is Q is making is referring to this from 911, Breaking 911. It's a Twitter account, and this it says security stepped up in New York City after 3 small bombs found near London transit hubs. WNBC. Excuse me. Now, this is, remember, this would have been March 4th, and Q posted all those stringers that we really didn't understand the meaning of, and I don't think we were supposed to understand the meaning of them, but there was all those stringers and things that he posted making us believe that there was some sort of operation going on, or that he was communicating to someone, either in the deep state or agents in the field that are on his side. We don't know, but this is what he said. Excuse me. That'll teach me eating peanuts before I do my. And I know this is really bad for me, but I'm in a really bad mood. I've almost completely cut it out and been drinking water and tea. All right. So he says, coincidence, post stringers dropped last night. And he said minus 48. Now, I would think that this is minus 48 hours, but I don't know. And he said, watch the news, Q. So watch the news within the next 48 hours. That's interesting, because that would be not just today, but tomorrow as well. I don't think, now I haven't had my nose in the news all day, but I don't think anything major has happened that I'm aware of yet. Anyway, I'm not... This I understand. He's basically saying, look, is this a coincidence, considering that these stringers were posted last night? Now, this may have been a false flag, an attempted false flag by the deep state or the cabal, or, well, actually, I can't see it as anything but that. So Q is saying, yeah, we dropped those stringers last night. They get nervous. Now they're trying to perpetrate a false flag, but it didn't work. All right, let's go on. Now, the next one says, meet IG, meet Inspector General. Huber interview regarding, quote, they range from domestic terrorism to court-authorized wiretaps of criminal organizations to child pedophiles and those who would exploit our children. Criminal aliens, big fraud schemes. Do you think the above is Utah related? Crumbs are being dropped and missed. Think scope. Q. Now, he wrote this because he's saying that Huber is going to meet with the Inspector General, and there's all these, this huge, voluminous amount of indictments, some of them sealed, some of them not, and what he is saying is Huber is investigating not just local Utah crimes, because if these were just local Utah crimes, that would be the most corrupt state in the union, and it's not. In fact, they have less than a lot of the other places have, when we go by the indictments per state. Some states have a lot, like California and other states do not. So this is not all Utah related. No, he's doing all of this stuff, these indictments that are against the deep state and so forth, and child traffickers and pedophiles and, criminal aliens, fraud, whatever you have. He's looking into this. And so it's not just Utah crimes. And so people forget that, okay, this has been going on. He's been looking into this for a while now. So there is things happening. These things are being investigated. I know it's doesn't happen fast enough for a lot of us, and we all want justice now. We want justice yesterday. We wanted justice a year ago, but it's coming. It's coming. Now, this is one I'll have to admit I don't really understand, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. Maybe you've heard some of your other favorite YouTubers that cover Q. Maybe they've covered this and they've done a good job on it and correct this. I don't know. But here he's referring to a quote or a post by an anon. It says, pointed this out earlier today. They specifically called them bombs, not suspicious packages, as per the norm. Then Q responds to this and says, fire. Q. What do you think he means by that? I don't exactly know. He's got it in he's got it in quotations. Maybe it's me, and maybe it's just where my head is right now, that I can't seem to decode that. But I don't exactly know what he means there. Now, if you do, please put it in the comments below. What do you think he means by this? They specifically called them bombs. That is in quotation, not suspicious packages. That's in quotation. And then Q responds, fire. Q. I don't know. But if you guys know, please let me know, because it helps not only me, but it helps the other people that are reading through the comments. And a lot of people read through the comments, I have found. Excuse me. So, that way we can help each other. All right. Now, this is the next. I am so sorry. This is just a bad day all the way around for me. From peanut skins stuck in my throat, I bought a thing of Lifesavers. They are my favorite candies, and I really don't do sugar. I really stay away from sugar, except for natural sugar and fruit and stuff. But that is my one weakness. It's Lifesavers. So I went out and I bought a pack of Lifesavers, and the kitten has run off with it. He actually went into my purse, grabbed my Lifesavers, and ran off with them. And do you think I can find them? No. That's how bad my day is. I can't even enjoy a Lifesaver. Now, my cat, probably after he's like blah, 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 all over them, I don't want them now. So, anyway, I'll probably find them like years from now. Well, I hope I'm not here for years, but I'll probably find them at some point, and they'll be like cat hair and cat vomit all over them. But anyway, here's the next one. Every barrel has a bad apple, but in this case, bad apples do not spoil the bunch. The core is what counts. The swamp is everywhere. Q. Now, maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just discombobulated today, but this to me sounds like it's code. It really does, because it doesn't really make that much sense. Sure, it makes sense, but there's something about it that seems to me like it might be a message for someone, because every barrel has a bad apple. There's always a bad apple in the barrel. And of course, that is a very well-known saying, and the other saying is one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. But he says, but in this case, bad apples do not spoil the bunch. So the core is what counts. I don't know. Is it just me? Is it just me? Because really, as a message to us, this really doesn't make sense. I'm just saying. It does. Sure, it makes sense. Okay, every basket of apples, there's usually a bad one, right? Absolutely. And there is, because I'm a big apple aficionado. What do you call that? I'm like an apple connoisseur. I really am. I absolutely love apples. So yeah, you get a great big barrel of apples, and yeah, there's usually one, maybe two rotten apples in there. And that's true. If you leave it and just leave that apple in there, it will spread to the other apples. But he's saying, but in this case, bad apples don't spoil the bunch. The core is what counts. What do you think he's saying here, really? I mean, beyond the little apple analogy, what do you think he's saying? He's saying the swamp is everywhere. Now, I guess if I was to look at this and think and try to take a guess, I would say, okay, it's not just the Democrats, and that every barrel, there's bad apples everywhere, but it's not going to spoil the whole bunch because the core is what counts. It's maybe the core people that count, and the core people are good. Is that what he's saying? Because that is, if I was to guess, that's what I would extrapolate it to mean. I would say, okay, he's saying that, yeah, there's some bad people, maybe even in the Democrat Party. We know that. We know that there's some bad eggs there. Bad apples, as he says. Bad eggs, ooh, they're terrible. Have you ever had, ooh. It reminds me of a terrible story. It is the most embarrassing, when people ask you, what is your most embarrassing moment? It is my most embarrassing moment, and it has to do with eggs. But since I've chatted so much today, I won't tell you that story. But if you do want to hear it later on some other video, let me know in the comments below, and I'll tell you, because it'll make you weep. It'll make you laugh. Probably won't make you weep. Made me weep. Anyway. So that's what I'm thinking that he might mean there, is that, yeah, there's some bad apples here, but it's not going to spoil the whole bunch because the core is good, I guess. Let's just say that's what he means. If you guys have any other bright ideas, let me know, because sometimes your ideas far outshine mine. We've got a good group here, I think. All right, now let's go up to this one, which is interesting. They're all interesting. And it has a picture of the 8chan logo. And the 8chan logo is familiar to me. I'm very familiar with the 8, the infinity loop, because it's also the symbol for my Indian tribe. I know. I look white, and really, essentially, I am. But on my father's side, I didn't even know until I returned back to Canada and started. But I am Aboriginal. So my tribe, actually, that I belong to, because I did join all that, because it's part of my heritage, and I wanted to find out more about it. And that is the sign, is the infinity sign. So I'm aware of that sign, and it also, to me, looks like the serpent swallowing his tail sign. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going to go out here. Q is giving us a link to a Twitter account, and I've clipped that out for us. And it says, now Q underneath says, sometimes you need a little humor. Look familiar? Q. So he's asking us to look at the 8chan logo, which most of us are familiar with. Not everyone, because not everyone feels comfortable going out and navigating the the forum, or the 8chan board, or the chans, and I completely get that. I completely get it. So then this is the NSA/CSS. Follow the dragon. The RSAC Gidra talk has moved, now at Moscone West 3001 340 to 440, also streaming live in West 2000. Downloads go live after the talk. And this is the symbol for Gidra. And I didn't even know what that was, so I had to go look at what that was. And this is what it is. Gidra is a software reverse engineering, SRE, framework developed by NSA's Research Directorate for NSA's cybersecurity mission. It helps analyze malicious code and malware like viruses and can give cybersecurity professionals a better understanding of potential vulnerabilities in their networks and systems. NSA will be making Ghidra available to the public as an open source release in time for its first public demonstration at the 2019 RSA conference this March. For more NSA releases, check out code nsa.gov for open source and NSA Technology Transfer Program for other technology. So this is a reverse engineering software reverse engineering framework. Now, I'm not a computer scientist, so no, I don't exactly know what that is or what it's used for, but it says it helps analyze malicious code and malware like viruses and gives cybersecurity professionals a better understanding of vulnerabilities in their systems. So that is the same. Now, it's interesting that the NSA has a logo that is almost the exact same as the Chan. That's interesting. And Q is pointing that out. And he's saying, sometimes you need a little humor. Look familiar? And now, it's a little bit different, but it's the same concept. And if you look really closely at this tail, the dragon appears to be eating its tail, which reminds me of something that I'm going to show you in a minute. And if you look here closely, these are all 01s, 01, 001, you know. And let's go down further. That's what it is. And I clipped this out. Featuring commentary from Patrick Miller, a security researcher, the NSA will release an agency-designed tool to research malware as free to the public open source program. So that's what this is, and this is just another. I looked up Ghidra on Twitter and was just reading about it because I hadn't heard of it before. I didn't really know what it was, but it's interesting because with the dragon snake eating its tail, it reminds me of this, which is a very well-known occult sign. I'm just bringing this up. I'm not, don't go where I'm not going. I just, bringing it up because I want people to be well aware. And it's called, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I've never heard this word applied to this, but our Arobos are, I'm not exactly sure, but it's an ancient symbol depicting a serpent or dragon eating its own tail. Originating in ancient Egyptian iconography, the Ouroboros entered Western tradition via Greek magical tradition and was adopted as a symbol in Gnosticism and Hermeticism, and most notably in alchemy. And of course, if you don't know this, Luciferianism is based on Gnosticism. So I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was interesting. I wondered why they would use that as their symbol, but they have. All right. Let's go on. And the next one, Q is again responding to an anon who is, responding to the same one, saying, sometimes you need a little humor, look familiar. This is Q is responding to his earlier post that we just looked at. I'm really not on my game tonight. I just got, this is just all, unsettled me. All right, so he's responding to that, and then under here, he puts this picture, which looks very much like the mouth of the dragon. If we go down, if you look here, I'm pointing with my finger like as if you can see that. It's like sometimes I wonder about myself. Sometimes I actually worry about myself. Anyway, this right here looks exactly like the head of the right here. See? And this is NSA.gov, Ghidra, and it says X also grew up watching Thundercats. So, Q. Now, I said whoever X is must be late 30s, early 40s, because that, by the time frame of when Thundercats was on TV, I think it was I think it started in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm thinking But anyway, that's apparently where they got this from, is the Thundercats. And they said X, whoever X is a Thundercat fan. So that's neither here nor there. But Q let us know. So, and obviously this person's probably late 30s, early 40s. Not that that matters either. And probably when he says X, probably X is whoever came up with this program, I would say, or the framework. All right. Unless I'm really just, out of it tonight. Let me know in the comments below. Say, yeah, you're out of it tonight. I think this is more applicable. I don't get offended, really. You demonetize my videos, I might get a little offended. Especially when they don't give me a reason. It's like, we don't like you, no soup for you. Soup Nazis. Okay. All right, now here is the next one, and this is, I believe, yes, actually, it's leading to this. And it says, good catch, Patriot, a puzzle within a puzzle. Red, green, magic swords, NSA humor, Q. Now, again, not really sure, but this is the Twitter that he's pointing to, and it's from the oppressor Lieber, which we have looked at in times past, but I didn't know they were on Twitter, but Q obviously did. So, and this one says, Q gives us a little humor, and then guess who else gives us a little humor 3 minutes later? POTUS. Real Donald Trump. If your eyes are open, you can see it. So, excuse me, I apologize for this frog in my throat. I hope it's not Pepe. Here, Donald Trump says this tweet right after Q said that about a little humor. Donald Trump tweets, crooked Hillary Clinton confirms she will not run in 2020. Rules out a third bid for White House. Aw, shucks. Does that mean I won't get to run against her again? She will be sorely missed. Yeah, I bet she will. Now, part of me thinks that he probably would miss it, because I think that he enjoyed sparring with her, because, I mean, he's just so good at it. He's so good at it. And it's evident that he would never win. I mean, she would never win against him, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, if she wanted to run again, I think it would be kind of funny, because I think that he would come away again as the huge victor, and it would make her look even worse and sillier, because it would be like, well, gee, so who knows? But I'm hoping that that's not even an option, that she'll be behind bars by then. That's what I'm hoping, but time will tell. I think we're all hoping that. So he's saying a puzzle within a puzzle, red, green, magic swords, NSA humor. So I get this about the NSA humor, red, green. The only time I've heard red, green is in Red Castle, Green Castle. Is that the type of humor that I don't know, but he's saying magic swords. Now, someone explained to me that somewhere they had posted a song on the Chans, and it's called Magic Swords, or Magic Sword, and it's a song that's dedicated to the movement or something. I don't know. That is what somebody told me. That's what I was reading on the Chans, but again, this post is a little bit cryptic, and for me, it's kind of for those that are really on the inside, because I don't know what exactly Q is alluding to here, but I don't think it's anything important in that, in the grand scheme of things. I think it's just kind of, some back and forth. Anyway, let's go on. This is, I believe, the last one from March 5th, and perhaps I will get to March 6th tonight and do that post. I don't know. I can't promise. My mind just isn't in the place to be decoding tonight, as you can probably ascertain just by listening to me. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. So this is the last one from March 5th, and it has this picture, and I think everybody assumed that this was POTUS's hands, and it's not. This is not POTUS's hands, because somebody said, this is supposed to be POTUS hands? When did POTUS start wearing a wedding ring or wedding band? Well, he responds and says, Kansas. Well, who is Kansas? It's Mike Pompeo. So that is who, and when you say that and you look, you can tell that they're his hands. So this is not POTUS hands. Not that it really matters, but it's not his hands. It's Mike Pompeo's hands. And again, we need to be looking for these dates, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, because something is going to happen there. It's been left blank for a reason, and obviously this was turned towards the camera for a reason and picked up on for a reason. Not a lot of things in this movement are just coincidences, I've found. They're done specifically for a reason, and that reason is to communicate to someone. A lot of times it's to us and the Anons, sometimes it's to the dark state, or the deep state, dark state. Well, it's all the same, isn't it? The deep dark state, or maybe other operatives that are, on his team, but out in the field. So yeah, everything is being communicated for a reason. We just don't always know that reason. But in this case, it's definitely Mike Pompeo's hands, and that clears it up for those people that were wondering about the wedding band, because Donald Trump does not wear a wedding band. Why? I don't know, because, you would think a man married to a woman that quite possibly one of, if not the most beautiful women in the world, that he'd want to wear a band and hands off, guys. But maybe not. Maybe he's just secure. So there you go. That is it. And I'm going to sign off now. I thank you guys for listening to me and letting me get this out. I appreciate it, because it is something that has, really kind of shaken me. It's not that I wasn't expecting it, because I know it's happened to so many other people, but you always think it's not going to happen to you. And I was so careful. I was really careful to make sure that I was abiding by all the rules. I've never had any strikes against me. I've never had any warnings. Just got up today and it's gone. So anyway, any comments or suggestions or anything, always welcome. Always welcome. And thank you guys so much. I'm not going to abandon you, so don't think that I'm just going to stop doing videos because I'm not getting advertising money. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying that it might come to the point where I have to limit it some, but I'm not going to stop doing videos, because I know that there are people that enjoy them and wait for them. And some of you guys have, written to me or left comments that you're housebound and you look forward to this. And my gosh, that rips my heart out, because I think, well, who am I to, it doesn't take that long. Well, it does actually. Some days it really does, but I'm not gonna abandon you. Okay, I'm not. I promise. And if they kick me off, I'll set up somewhere else and do the videos somewhere else. So I will keep you all in the loop. I promise. If anything happens to me, if the channel gets booted off for some reason, you can find me on YouTube, and I'm there, and I've got a website out there. You can contact me through the website. I don't really do much with that website anymore. I probably need to. I probably need to start putting these videos on my own website. Is probably what I need to do. That way, nobody, well, they can still kick you off, but it's much more difficult. All right. Well, that's it for tonight, and thank you all so much, and thank you for listening to my blabbering mouth. I've talked your hind legs off, and I apologize, but I will hopefully see you guys real soon. All righty. Talk to you later. If you think about it, if you're a believer, say a prayer for me, say a prayer for this channel and for others that are listening to this channel, because we're all on the same team, right? Yeah. Anyway, good night.